The Proto-Homosexual, Tyler Blansky, John William Waterhouse, Echo and Narcissus. Google Art Project. Why are so many straight people pro-gay? Because the normalization of homosexuality is the premier achievement of heterosexual ideology. Gay and straight are not taxonomies but ideologies. They are not orientations, but disorientations, whether by homo or hetero hyphenated sexuality makes us lose our sense of direction toward the truly sexual, and the victims of such ideology are children. The words homosexual and heterosexual are 19th century neologisms made to serve romance from responsibility and sex from fecundity. Heterosexuality was made to serve as this fanciful framework's regulating ideal, writes Michael Hannon, summarizing Foucault. Preserving the social prohibitions against sodomy and other sexual debaucheries without requiring recourse to the procreative nature of human sexuality. The myth has become fact, and that is why so many straight people are pro-gay. Homosexuality ratifies heterosexuality. The very principles and practices that aid and abet homosexual ideology only validate heterosexual ideology: cohabitation, no-fault divorce, sterile sex, the exaltation of romantic love, the trite story of the couple who rebels against the world, so they can ride off into the sunset together, the assumption that children are a lifestyle option, even a purchasable commodity through adoption, and in vitro fertilization. Heterosexuality, I would argue, is in fact proto-homosexuality. The proto-homosexual. Who is the proto-homosexual? He is the troubadour poet in 12th century France, idealizing romance and sexual passion, the knight of Arthurian legend pledging to serve his lady in troth and courtesy, as if she were a goddess worthy of adoration. He believes erotic love is a high spiritual experience, the highest experience. Andreas Capellanus's handbook advises that secrecy and suspense will fan the flame of passion. Family obligations and children will stifle it. Lancelot and Guinevere betray King Arthur. Tristan and Isolde break the law. Romeo and Juliet go insane, and in the name of love every new fling causes undeserved pain for others. All of this is, of course, the raw material for blockbuster videos and best-selling novels in America today. The serious flaw with the whole system of courtly love is its inherent tendency toward anarchy and narcissism. Meeting alone in the dark, far removed from everyday responsibilities and social constraints, lovers do not really get to know one another. Their supposed love for one another is grossly self-absorbed, their love-making little more than mutual masturbation. With the flattering image reflected in the other's eyes, they imagine themselves identical. The heterosexual, who is the proto-homosexual, gazes dizzily at his beloved, as if at his own reflection in the water. The proto-homosexual's narcissism, his inflated sense of self, leads him to believe that the irresistible force he calls love is inherently ennobling, and that his liaisons need no other sanctioning than mutual consent. But his passion only propels him to deceit, and unintended cruelty to his beloved, to his family and hers, to any children they might conceive, even to himself. Star-crossed lovers standing up against the world, in order to get married is a tired cliché. Yet marriage as rebellion and sex as self-actualization remain the unquestioned stage upon which we will marry and divorce one another. This is the house we have erected for conceiving and rearing children. It is a house of cards. Having already overturned the social and moral pressures of the community, and erected a dating system not unlike civil war, having already privatized marriage, and turned it into a statement about his freedom and erotic preference. This is my choice, my love. The proto-homosexual closes the curtains of his bedchamber, to find only another obstacle to his happiness: fertility. Long before anyone dreamed of normalizing sodomy, heterosexual ideology contended that sex should be first and foremost recreation. The only problem with this contention is that sex is naturally creative. But as heterosexual ideology evolved, so did technology with latex, the right surgical procedures and chemicals. It became possible to believe that sex is firstly recreation, a belief greatly accelerated by pornography. A simulacrum of the real thing, like sodomy, pornography shrewdly crops fertility from the scene. Sex is not about future flourishing, but about immediate fun. It cannot go without mentioning that artificial contraception was considered to be immoral by all Christians, Protestant, and Catholics alike, in all places, and at all times, until the Lammoth Conference of 1930. Within a single generation a universal and unbroken Christian ethic was blanketed, smothered, and left for dead. The condemnation of what Martin Luther considered an act far more atrocious than incest or adultery is now considered to be a Catholic work. Pornography is the diversion, birth control is the smokescreen, and abortion is the last resort. But there is another problem. Having made his statements, and had his fun, the proto-homosexual wakes up to find that he has entered into an indissoluble bond. Heterosexual ideology raises a question: if marriage is not primarily a comprehensive conjugal union, if it's an emotional bond with your number one person, why should it be permanent? And so we come face to face with the brainchild of the 1970s, no-fault divorce. If your spouse has gained weight, if his sneeze is embarrassing, if the sex is tepid, if your self-actualization or your happiness is on the line, you can drop him faster than you can say girls just wanna have fun. No-fault divorce gives full ventilation to heterosexual values. The slow evolution of the heterosexual is in fact the emergence of the homosexual. With the flattering image reflected in the beloved's eyes, homosexuality is just another version of courtly love. The cultural acceptance of sodomy, so obviously sterile and unfruitful, only legitimizes the belief that sex is recreation. Same-sex marriage reinforces the value system of no-fault divorce by affirming the belief that marriage is not primarily about commitment and children but about happiness. It simply joins the long heterosexual tradition of seeing marriage as a vehicle for rebellion. To claim that homosexual behavior is wrong would be to hold others to a moral standard to which one's own heterosexual behavior does not conform. Whether by homo hetero all forms of hyphenated sexuality want the same thing: sex without moral or generative limits, relationships without cultural or familial constraints. We are in flight from sexuality and we are using sex as the vehicle for that flight. Who is the proto-homosexual? He is you and me. The real victim, the proto-homosexual, pits the couple against society, even against the family. He manufactures contraceptives and pornography, he legalizes abortion and legislates no-fault divorce and gay marriage, and as he backs out of the driveway of his third marriage he feels like he's been, of all things, the victim of religious prejudice. But who is the real victim of hyphenated sexuality?